Dragon Ball series reaches its conclusion. And we should be live. Looks like the chat is working. We are good on kick this time. Rumble, wrong title. I'll fix that later. I did not see a way to fix it on the fly. Man, Rumble is frustrating to say the least. But thank you all who have joined us, gonna be joining us, or are watching the VOD. I am everyone's favorite T-Man. At least I hope I am. If I'm not, well, point me out another T-Man. We got two main topics to talk about today. First one being the Sparking Zero DLC, Sparking Zero in general, its response from the community, and why we'll never get another good DBZ game again. And the other one we'll be talking about Phantom Blade Zero, as well as the overall rise in China in all the various media. We'll be starting off with the DBZ stuff, and I will not be alone this time. I will be joined by one Mr. Chaz.
Hey,
Mr. Chaz, there you are. Man? I can hear you. Thank you for joining. It's been a while since we've done a stream together. It's been years at this point.
Oh yeah, it's been a while. Am I coming through just fine?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, good. Yeah, I saw you put out a tweet saying, "Hey, we're going to be talking about Sparking Zero tonight." And I thought to myself, "Man, I would love to join in on a session of talking mad shit on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero."
So, first, for some people who may not be aware, I am what is known as a DBZ fanboy, believe it or not. And I found a funny way to try and showcase this. So this is my backup shirt for the streams. Another Dragon Ball Z shirt, a beat up Goku. That's not the only one I have though.
Got
I
Vegeta.
have this guy right over here.
Yeah.
That's one. I have another one that's kind of ripped up a little bit. You can't see it, but there's a hole in it. That's two. Right, let me show this better. Come on now. There we go. Training to go Super Saiyan, I think.
Nice.
Training to go Ultra Instinct. That's two. This one has completely faded. I don't even know if you can make it out, but I used to say Training to go Super Saiyan. I had a picture of Vegeta. That'll be number 4. Ugh. Yeah, another Saiyan armor. That's number 5. Yet another Goku Ultra Instinct Omen. That's 6. It's still going. At the Dragon Ball Super armor. That's 7. This one's on its last leg, but this is kind of like my It's Laundry Day shirt. But 7.5. 7.5. Put you over here. I already went with you. I have this sleeveless one. That's going to be 8.5.
Your website sucks last time I checked.
Thanks for the $2, Tom Speller. Pippa, shut up. This is actually... Is this a different one? Yeah, this one is actually a different one than the previous one I showed. So that's going to be 9.5, I think. I've lost count. I've got another Train to go Super Saiyan. That's like 10.5. And I think I might have missed one. And I've had others that have ripped apart at some point this year. I have more Dragon Ball Z shirts than I have shirts. If you don't count the Dragon Ball Z ones. And if I am ever not wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt, that means Laundry Day was like a few days ago and I've just been constantly missing it. That's just one example of my overall obsession with Dragon Ball. Let me go ahead and hit that super chat. It's a shirt, it's supposed to have holes in it. Not that many holes, there's a limit. But thank you for the $2, Mr. I called you Tom the first time. Tim Speller, thank you for the $2. Tom, sorry about that.
No,
don't cancel the orders. No, please. I am very sleep deprived. I am in dangerous territory of sleep deprivation. Please don't blame me. So that is my overall obsession with Dragon Ball. It's something which I have watched since I was a child, since before I knew Japan even existed.
Same.
That's how long I've been watching this show.
Yeah,
What about you, Mr. Chaz?
I mean, Dragon Ball means a lot to me as well. I remember watching the 4K censored dub years ago when I was a kid as well. But, you know, ever since, I've just...
One second. Did you guys hear like a giant thump just now?
I mean, I think I heard something.
Yeah, my cat just decided to just fall off the table. I just watched him. He just stretched and just down. Sorry, go on.
But no, it's I love Dragon Ball a lot. Been watching the anime for years now, and I've also been playing a lot of the games for years as well. It's a big part of my life, and when it comes to Sparking Zero, I was excited for it. I actually pre-ordered the deluxe edition to get the season pass when it first came out and all that shit. And when it comes to Sparking Zero, I was trying to have a bit more of a mature outlook on it, in the sense of I played Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2 a ton as a kid. Now, that's not exactly the Tenkaichi series, but it's still a 3D. You fly around, fire off beams, dodge them with a vanish. It's still like the same general gameplay. So I was trying to temper my expectations and not go into thinking it's going to be exactly what I played as a kid. I'm going to love it just as much. I was trying to hold that back. And when it came out, I was very disappointed with it. And I actually made 3 separate videos talking about it. 2 of them within a month time of it coming out, and then a 1 year later update video. Right? I'm just like, where's it now? How is it? And the response to the first video was hilarious. It was me just critiquing the gameplay and this and that. And the way people responded to it made me want to make the second video of just like, okay, you guys want to talk shit and play that game? We'll play that fucking game. Let me tell you why you're all stupid. So I don't know. Is there any specific point you want to start with? Talking about Sparking Zero? It's your stream and all.
I will start out by saying this. There are 2 main types of fanboys when it comes to any fandom. There is the type of fanboy that I am, which is I'm going to look at a DBZ action figure, and if I don't count the exact amount of hair follicles that Goku has during the scene they were trying to capture, I'm gonna be pissed. You need to get all of that correct. Every little thing matters to me. I want quality in what we have. Like my tea. It's gotta be good. There's also the second type of fanboys. Let me go ahead and share something real quick. Share the screen. Yeah, it's the one. The ones who will look at something like this and say, no, that's good. We got DBZ stuff. Don't complain. This is what we wanted.
I had like a figure like that as well growing up, just like an ugly piece. Actually, no, I specifically remember it at the local card shop that I would go to. They had 2 horrible, ugly, normal Super Saiyan Broly from the second Broly movie. They looked fucking horrible. I was like, I have to have it because it just looks so bad. Why? Look at that Beerus. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, that's great.
Tim, I love you and hate you for bringing up GT Final Bout, because I played that thing as well, and it's something kids do. I fucking hated it, but I kept playing it because
you're a kid.
It's a Dragon Ball game.
Better. Yeah, you don't know any better.
And so these figures here, they represent Sparking Zero to me. For some context, let me pull up the exact numbers. So when I played Xenoverse 2, I had on it, scroll, Dragon Ball, Xenoverse 2, 128.6 hours on it. And this was during a time which I did not exactly have enough free time to really enjoy myself. But I did what I could for however many months. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, total playtime, 41.4 hours. Over about 2 weeks. 2 weeks is how long I played this before I said, I'm bored. I've done all I pretty much could. Except just constantly fight online, which I don't want to do.
For me, I spent 50 hours playing it in the first week. I did like a 12-hour stream day 1, right? So, I was trying to really like get into the spirit of playing a new Dragon Ball game. So, but something that people would say to me is like, oh, you played only 50 hours of it. I played 1,000 hours of Tenkaichi 3, so obviously that means you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And that's one of the comments that I got that made me make my second video saying you're all blinded by nostalgia. Sparking Zero is not as good. It's just not a good game. It's not the game you all think it is. But the way people will just dismiss any point you make with arbitrary shit like the amount of time you spend on it, it's just like those people in the community piss me off a lot because it's blind fanboy faith, right? It's just blind. Everything Dragon Ball related is good. Everything, it's shitty games, horrible figures, awful dubs. If it's Dragon Ball, it has to be good. And just know, there are bad Dragon Ball games. There are ugly ass figures. There are dubs that just are just not good. at all. Like, I know, like, the big green dub is very funny, but as a dub that faithfully, translates and, it's not a good dub, is what I'm trying to say. And then people out there will still defend it, saying, "Oh, but it makes me laugh. It's funny," and I just don't get it.
Tim, do you not know the big green dub? If you don't, I can pull up a couple of clips so you can see.
No big green.
Oh man.
But yeah,
Well, I'm gonna be pulling up clips anyway, so
yeah.
I'll just play a couple of clips, just a couple, to showcase a microcosm of the overall macrocosm of the problems.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute this music. Share this tab instead. 2 quick clips. Number 1.
Closer, girl! Disgusting!
Well, what's with him?
Actually, begin this from the beginning.
Don't come any closer, girl! Disgusting!
Well, what's with him?
I'll show you how fearsome I am!
Oh, you want to fight me? That's fine. I'm
Soul
more than
versus
ready, so
soulless.
step up.
What are you staring at?
Don't come any closer, girl! Disgusting! You think you're a match for me?
I'm so bored. Care to fight?
The price for making me angry is a high one. I will give you the full punishment.
That's clip number 1. Then we got clip number 2. Share this tab instead. Make this nice and big. I'm gonna pause this one throughout to give a little bit of commentary because it's a minute 37.
So, like, this is Tenkaichi 3. I've never actually played the Tenkaichi game, so if there's something in here that you want to elaborate on, by all means,
The game from 17 years back put in the effort to give unique interactions to characters who never actually met.
This is Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Nova Shinron, right? Or like the 4-star Dragon Ball.
Oh, this. This one is... I'm talking about the previous clip with General Blue and the women.
Yeah.
So with that, like, he ran into 2 women that he never met before, but since he hates women, they gave him that type of unique interaction with both of them. And in the game 17 years later, nope, there was nothing like that.
Yeah.
And it's particularly embarrassing because one of the biggest pieces of, "Oh my god, this is awesome!" that I keep seeing from people is the most basic of basic shit that I just can't... I can't wrap my head around that this is the low bar that they have set for themselves, which is the interactions. Like, when they released the DLC, people kept shitting the interactions of Chi-Chi and Goku and saying, "Wow, look at the effort they put into this. This is amazing. It's Chi-Chi and Goku. What exactly were you expecting?"
Yeah, it's all based on the other characters, the small little interactions here and there. Like Nappa and Tien, or like Yamcha and Master Roshi, or stuff like that. Just like small characters that maybe they wouldn't even have any dialogue in any of the actual original source material. But like you said, General Blue sees a woman, "Oh, stay back from me, woman." But Sparking Zero doesn't have anything like that. It's it's one of the big selling points is like, oh, these funny interactions, but when they're mediocre or non-existent, people still clap. It's just, I get what you mean.
And this one is more combat-oriented and features mostly, if not all, of the DLC characters. I mean, not every single DLC character. I mean, every character they show is, I'm pretty sure, from the DLC. So, first clip they showed... oh god, I can't remember his name. Help me out.
I know who he is from the original like Tenkaichi, like world tournament. I know.
Fun?
Like he's trying to like get water for his tribe. I know exactly who this guy is, but
yes,
God, I'm not good with names.
I can't remember the name. We'll call him India Man. I can't believe I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Well, he's a minor character that shows up in one fight and gets shit on.
But even though he's a minor character, so in Sparking Zero, genetic attack string.
I've seen that exact
Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah, like that exact grab animation I've seen. Maybe not exact, but it's just so generic. And
No, you've seen it. We'll see the rest.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, in Tenkaichi 3. Those chops, the reason they went with those chops is because he did a lot of chopping stuff with his character back in Dragon Ball. That was his big finisher.
yeah.
Again, whose name I can't even remember. So they changed up his grab attack to more closely resemble the way he fought. He never did those specific attacks, sure, but it represents the aesthetic of what he is and what he does. What's going on here in chat? Can't expect anything good from Bandai Namco anymore, bro. Yeah, they're recycling everything. Recycling, yeah, we're gonna talk about that when we see it. Next. Android H. Just generic grab in the Tenkaichi 3.
Oh, it's what he does to Goku. Yeah, like he picks him up and boom. Oh, that's good.
So you already had the animations. You knew what you should have done. And it's not like it's a difficult thing to program. Why did they just go with some generic thing?
Oh, I can tell you why. It's easier. It takes less effort. Like
something funny, when the DLC was coming out, I actually forgot how long the game was out. I thought it was 9 months later that this DLC was coming out. I was still complaining. Like, oh wait, no, it's a year and 9 months later. And they still, in that time...
Gotta wait one more year. If you just wait one more year, it's going to be exactly perfect. It's going to be everything you ever wanted. Just wait one more year. The game you bought full price for when it first came out? Nam?
Right.
Ah, okay.
His name was Nam. Yes, okay.
So, someone knows ball. But yeah,
So there's another example in which Tenkaichi 3 did it better.
Yeah.
Oops. That was my fault. I pressed the button.
No, that's fine.
Oh, no, I didn't.
No.
It was just more of him again.
Yeah, it's still going.
Let's see it one more time.
Oh, that's so clean. The wind up and then the punch. Is that just Nam? Is that exactly what
this is what he did
does?
before. Knees to the face.
Okay, that one at least looks clean. Like the cooler armored squadron guy.
Yeah, but you would expect that 17 years later.
Yeah.
Right. So point of this, watch his specific animation. Okay. Tenkaichi 3.
Oh.
They just took Raditz thing.
Never mind.
This is him in Tenkaichi 3. He had his own thing. Raditz had his own thing as well. Hurt. Generic hits. Meh. Oh, that's Android 18's thing.
I see what you mean.
Tenkaichi 3. Has some pizzazz to it.
Has some flair. There's just Noms again. Just
that same attack again from Pycon. Let's look at him in Tenkaichi 3. It fits his character because his finisher is he does that spinning tornado thing.
Yeah.
He never does that specific attack, but again, it fits the aesthetic, it fits the theme. Generic.
Yeah.
Same generic. Third time generic. Oh, look at that. He did a Kai thing, the Supreme Kai thing. Generic King Vegeta. Here. He does those foot stomps, because he's king, he stomps on people. I think there was a scene in one of the Dragon Ball fillers where he does that to somebody. He just stomps on them.
Take this!
Generic.
Yeah, doesn't he do that exact string against, like, GT Goku?
I believe so.
Juggles
It's
him?
GT, I don't remember much from it.
Oh, that looks so clean.
Yeah. And there was another clip I wanted to show. The name of the female from Bardock's group. Fasha, I think her name was.
Fasha? I don't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
But they changed up her finisher as well. Probably because she ended it with person's head between the thighs and she slams him down. And so they
so
kind
she
of
does, like,
censored
what
that
the
and just
bell
gave her
does?
like generic punch as her ultimate.
Yeah,
Let me go
so
ahead.
people nowadays are just so ready to accept the bare minimum. It's like, and when you have any sort of I expect more, people shit on you and say, you're wrong. Because like the thing is, I have a higher expectation for Dragon Ball stuff because it's the biggest anime of all time. So you would expect that anytime something's being made for it, all the effort would go into making it as good as possible. And obviously, with some of the episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and the animation style, you would think, Chaz, come on, it's not as good as it anymore. The Sparking Zero comes out, the whole thing is, it looks awesome, 1080p, amazing graphics. And then when you get into the finer nitty-gritty stuff, it's just not the quality you would expect. And then people will still defend it.
That is something I actually wanted to bring up. When the Super anime came out, everyone was complaining about the low-quality animation. It was terrible, and everyone hated it. Yeah. Everyone complained, everyone wanted more. They fixed some of it in the Blu-ray, sure, but there's a reason we're getting Dragon Ball Super Beerus, and all the other seasons are going to precede it.
Yep. Just
because they had to redo it because it was just so bad. What happened to that energy with this game? Why did it go away? Why did people stop demanding more for the video game?
Well, I think it just comes down to people just don't really care about the games as much as they do the anime or manga. Because when it comes to video games, it's just you pick it up and put it down and you kind of move on. But with anime and manga, you can just like reread it and re-experience it time and time again. So the quality standards for games, just in general, has just been getting lower and lower and lower. The bar is in hell, and anytime someone does a little bit more than that, it's like, oh my god, it's the greatest game of all time. I legit was seeing people say Sparking Zero would be at EVO because it's the biggest selling fighting game of the year. The delusion that people had for this game, they had way too high expectations for it, even though, like, you should have high expectations. Like, the way people were hyping up this game, it was way too much, in my opinion. Because, like, it was... Like, I went into it thinking it was just going to be good, but the way some people were expecting it to be the biggest game of all time, it's insane. Now, when I was critiquing it, so T-Man, I play a lot of fighting games. I look into the nitty-gritty stuff, frame data, character matchups, specific interactions and stuff. So when I was playing Sparking Zero, I was expecting it to be a well-polished, good enough fighting game for a casual audience. Because the thing is, a lot of people, when they're trying to learn a fighting game, they get so stonewalled, like, at the learning combos aspect. Combos in this game are very simple, very rudimentary. You just press X 1 to 3 times, then press Y, and, like, that's your rush string and shit like that. So learning combos in this game is non-existent. Characters share the same 7 different strings, so it's very easy to pick up one character and move to the next. And then there were specific, like... Sorry, I'm just trying to think about everything I want to say because I have a lot to say, but this game was rushed way too fast. It needed another 1.5 years in the oven. And want to know how I know this? When the game first came out, there's the aerial combo. You press YY up X, then A, and you launch in the air, you dash forward, then press YYX, or XXY, I mean, I'm getting mixed up. But it's basically a simple aerial combo, launch them up, knock them down. You could block the very last hit of the aerial combo that's supposed to knock them back down to the ground. When your basic aerial combo, the thing that your characters are supposed to rely on, the thing that normal new players are supposed to rely on, it doesn't work. They had to patch that stuff in. They had to fix that. When you have to fix the basic thing that is in your game, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, that's how I knew Sparking Zero wasn't well polished. It wasn't good. And then when you criticize this stuff, people are going to hit you with, but it's not a competitive fighting game. It's not Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. All you wanted, Chaz, was Dragon Ball FighterZ 2. And it's like, fuck, no, I didn't. I wanted a good 3D arena fighter for Dragon Ball. I want something similar to Raging Blast 2, the game I played as a kid. And what I got was a low quality, rushed out, shat out, just excuse for a fighting game.
Here's the other side of that. I'm the casual. I'm the one who just wants to have a good time.
Exactly. And then at the same time, for the casual audience, this game, its story mode is, like, it's awful. Like, the story mode experience of this game fucking sucks. Like,
yeah, it does.
Think about this. With the Vegeta storyline specifically, it starts at Namek, completely brushes past him on Earth. And I have to ask why. So in Sparking Zero, you have all these giant characters, right? The big great apes and all these giant, like, the Harudagar or whatever, like the big characters. And they play differently from everyone else. They have a different way they play. Why the fuck didn't you have Vegeta start on Earth to let you play as one of the bigger characters? You have to play as Grade 8 Vegeta in the story mode, and that'll teach the player how the bigger characters function. But they didn't do that. They just jumped straight to Namek, even though there are gameplay reasons as to why they should have started him on Earth to teach the player how a character plays. But no, they didn't do any of that. They half-assed it. And then there are so many fights that are just relegated to cutscenes, like him killing Zarbon in the rematch. Why? Now, obviously, the answer to that is make your own episode battle for it. So it's just like the casual audience isn't getting the bang for their buck. The competitive audience, it's like, just play fighters if you want a good in-depth competitive game. So it's in this weird middle ground where it wants the best of both worlds, the casuals and the competitives, but it doesn't do enough to cater to either side. So the people that are done with Sparking Zero, they're just going to move back to Xenoverse 2, which gives you way more customization options in a character and a moveset and this and that. And then for the competitive game, just play fighters, right? But those are my general thoughts. I've been yapping for a while. So.
Even as the casual, I can feel the issues with the general minutia of everything. Nothing felt good, except some transformations. The audio didn't feel good. I didn't really feel the impact of punches. I didn't really feel like a victory was a victory. When I sent people flying, it didn't feel like I sent them flying. It feels like I was just doing mechanics, if that makes sense.
The perception stance of this game was way too overtuned. Relegating all but like 3 of your defensive options to just the press of one button, I think is completely just obviously the reason why I think it's stupid is because I play games that have in-depth mechanics, but to casual people, having one button be your defensive option is easier to understand. But even then, the perception stance did everything for you. And actually, in a later balance patch, they nerfed the perception stance by making it unable, like you can't mash it during an opponent's string. So if you are just like mashing it, hoping to get out, you'll actually be hit. So, oh my God, you have to think about how you're going to use your defensive options. I had someone in my comments section tell me, I don't really like that nerf because it's not that good. And I'm like, okay, so you don't want to have to think about all the other options in your toolkit, sidestepping, being, evading attacks, or even just blocking attacks? Because why do I need a block when I have perception? It's just the way the game played online was some of the most degenerate shit. The meta when the game first came out was you use Z Broly, you get into the sparking state, your ultimate attack state, and you just spam basic Ki Blast. It was degenerate, it was stupid. And actually, so there's the whole mechanic where if the opponent's throwing out these small Ki Blasts, if you press block, you deflect them, and you actually gain like the super perception meter in it. So it's like, if your opponent's spamming Ki Blasts, you deflect them, and you get a reward for it. But when the game first came out, the opponent could circle strafe you, spamming these Ki Blasts, and your character would only be locked into one place looking forward while you're deflecting them. So eventually he'd get behind you.
I've seen those clips.
Exactly. It's like, how the fuck do you not think about that? Turning to deflect Ki Blasts, and that was another balance patch change that they added like 2 or 3 months down the line. Shit that I fucking called out, stuff that I actually bitched about verbatim. Boom, they fucking patched it because even I know it was so stupid. And the way people were like, oh, why are you so fucking focused about being a competitive game? Because it's trying to be. It's trying to be competitive, and then it wasn't. It's insane the amount of cope people have when you bitch about their favorite game. I love Sparking Zero. It has so much heart and soul. Don't you ever talk shit on it. Oh, you just don't like it because you're not good at it. You just never got the maximum rank possible. That's why you don't like it.
Which will bring me back around to
yeah.
the title of this whole thing. We are never going to get a good Dragon Ball Z game again. Or DLC or anything of the sort.
Yeah.
The reason why Bandai and Toei Animation have shown that they don't care. They are the soulless corporation. And I'm not going to praise them just because it's soulless corporation Japan. They have done much damage when they did not need to. They had the money. They had one of the biggest cash cows out of anything that exists. second only to like Hello Kitty, but no one's gonna dethrone that behemoth. And even though they had all of this and they could have made something truly special, they thought to themselves, everyone's gonna eat this slop anyway. Why waste money making a good piece of art?
Yeah.
Or a good game? Or anything of the sort?
I mean, they don't need to. They're going to get their money. Like, Sparking Zero, once again, 3 million units in one day. It's a commercial success. It made their money. They're still rolling out DLC that people are going to pay for. Because, you know, why put in the effort? Like, this is actually a thing.
Not really, because when the DLC came out, they peaked at like 5,000 players.
Well,
it was bad.
I mean, the thing is, like, with these games, we cannot expect, like, hundreds of thousands of people to be on them all the time. It's like, that's just the life cycle of these kind of games. They come and go, but then when DLC comes out, there is a spike in the player base. Even though it's not too big, there's still people that care about it. But
yeah, there should have been a much bigger a much bigger player spike than going from 1,000 to 5,000.
Yeah. I do agree with that.
And the reason why it's $35 was the DLC. $35 for 30 characters. Almost all of them would just copy-paste stuff. Many people were commenting about how strangely buff GT Vegeta was looking like. And Sony pointed out, they just took Super Baby's model and just pasted the Vegeta assets on it. That's why.
And
that's why it looks a little bit off.
Another DLC thing, music packs. They really expect you to shill out $15 for music from the anime, which, mind you, are going to be cut down shorter versions. When, hey, you wanna know what you could do for $15? Get a YouTube Premium subscription, set up an entire playlist of all your favorite songs, including songs from like Hironobu Kageyama for other like Dragon Ball game openings, like from Raging Blast 2 and stuff. Make your own playlist of music you actually like, and then, you know, just mute the game music and just play with your playlist. Like, that's... But no, they still think, oh, we're going to shell out $15 for licensed music. And it's just... That is absurd. Now, thankfully, I think there was an overwhelming negative reception, like, on Steam to those music DLC packs. So people are like, no, we're not doing that. But that standard kind of goes away when they see, oh, Dragon Ball characters are coming back. Yay. You know, it's a shame we didn't get that from the get-go. You know, this is supposed to be the biggest Dragon Ball game of all time, celebrating all eras, all arcs, including, you know, the recent Daima stuff. But no, let's just let's just push Dragon Ball back a year and a half, and people are still gonna pay for it. And like you said, they're just carbon copies, you know, just skins of other characters.
Over 30 characters, and about 25 of them you would have expected to be there day one because they're just staples. They have been since like Tenkaichi 1, like Super 17. They gave us new stages, but again, these are stages that are supposed to be staples. I think the only exception would be the one that was out in space. That one, okay, I can see it being a DLC, but the Lookout Tower, Kame House, these are things that you have to have day one in a DBZ game. Doesn't matter what DBZ game it is. That's completely unacceptable that it was missing. And with all of these problems, the fact that people still bought it, still gave money, the DLC costs almost as much as Shadow of the Erdtree, the Elden Ring DLC.
Yeah.
If people want to make the argument that that DLC put in as much effort, or almost as much effort, as that DLC of Elden Ring, I don't know what to tell you.
You tell them they're stupid. You tell them they don't know what they're talking about. But yeah,
there was a funny comment I posted about a couple of days ago. In one of my older live streams, I talked about how, no, maybe we shouldn't just let people enjoy things. Because what happens when you have that attitude is the lowest common denominator swoops on in and lowers the standard for everything. The comment annoyed the fuck out of me because I made this whole video, this whole live stream on the topic, and the first thing he asks, why shouldn't people just enjoy things? I made a whole video.
Yeah.
I made a whole video addressing the question.
I mean, the thing is, when it comes to
you're the reason why people can't enjoy things. You bring everything down.
You need to have standards for, like, the things you enjoy. If you don't have a higher standard for what you come to expect, corporations and gaming, developers will try to give you low quality stuff. If you like, there's a difference between enjoying something and accepting it's not as good as you want, and enjoying something and completely ignoring its flaws. And I think that's a lot of what people were doing with Sparking Zero. They are ignoring the glaring flaws the game had when it came out and with how it is today with the DLC stuff. They don't want to accept that it's not as good as they think it is, because then that would have to, they'd have to look inwards to themselves. And I don't want to make it a whole philosophical thing, but the reason why you shouldn't just enjoy things is because you're going to start enjoying bad things. And once you have a low quality standard in general, everything will just start looking fun. Oh, I'm just gonna play the bright flashing color game. Oh wow, can't you just let me enjoy staring up at the sun for 12 hours straight? I like doing it. I don't know.
And we can also see the effects now going into Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3 looks god-awful. I already hate it. They're doing so many things wrong with it that it kind of boggles the mind. And they're trying to kind of walk some of it back, but it's not working. The biggest thing is that in the first showcase they showed us, there was no key bar. There was a stamina bar. The yellow key bar was gone. The blue stamina bar remained. Yeah. And things used stamina. Then the next showcase they did, oh yeah, we have the blue keyboard that people can use. We changed the UI a little bit. It's like, you know what you did. You tried to take out the keyboard, and you left in the stamina bar, and now you're trying to reverse it. I'm not stupid. I recall what you said, and that's why I was so annoyed from the first showcase. You ruined one of the core aspects of a Dragon Ball game. You need to have ki in a Dragon Ball game in one shape or another, not stamina.
The thing is, Dragon Ball games, they're in a flow of what they know works and what doesn't. We are well past the many years of them trying, experimenting. They know what works, they know what people expect, and to try to change that in a way that's stupid, I will say it's good that they listened to what people were saying and they walked it back, but just that initial bit of, we're going to remove something that's been here for the entire time. The thing is, it works. Sure, it's a bit boring and stale. Xenoverse 1 and 2 are exactly the same, but with just a little bit more. But it's that's what works. That's what people expect. For Xenoverse 3, they just want the same thing, but a bit better, a bit more. And that's fine, actually. When you have something going that works, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But they're trying to, break it and then fix it afterwards. It's why are you breaking it? Don't do it. Put down the hammer, Bandai Namco. It's fine. It works. It's okay.
Having the cooldowns for the transformations is one of those things where I never... Well, the cooldowns for everything is kind of bad, but the cooldowns for transformations especially, you are ruining one of the core aspects of a Dragon Ball game. I don't care your reasoning for balance or whatnot. You messed up. As far as it stands right now, I have no intention of getting the game. They would have to show a lot and change a lot for me to reconsider it, but at this point, no. And it makes me sad because, not counting Dragon Ball FighterZ because that's a fighting game, and as much as I enjoyed it, I'm not a fighting game guy.
Yeah.
The last time I really had a Dragon Ball game I could sink my teeth into was Xenoverse 2, which came out in 2026. Or 2016. It's now 2026. 10 years later. It's been 10 years since I've had a good Dragon Ball game.
I mean, I completely get that.
Makes me sad.
For me, Dragon Ball FighterZ, I will never say the story mode is good and stuff like that, but even the casual audience can still see that they capture the essence of the characters really well. But obviously, it's meant to be a competitive fighting game with layers to it and this and that. And the thing is, not everyone is going to like those kind of games. That's what I went with. It's just not for me. Exactly. That's all. Sparking Zero was marketed to you, a huge Dragon Ball fan. But the customization options in Sparking Zero are god-awful. Raging Blast 2 doesn't have a lot. But what it did let you do is change the color of your key charge, the way it charges, and it gives you a plasma electric aura. It's the Super Saiyan 3 lightning shit. when Raging Blast 2 gives you more customization options than what's supposed to be the biggest Dragon Ball game, the game has like 20, 30 different colors for key charge effects. Why the fuck can't I give like the android key charge effect to like the humans? You know, oh, what if Yamcha was an android? Like fucking what if shit. But no, they didn't do that. They don't need to do that. Why? Like, I'm so frustrated with Sparking Zero, even to this day. I haven't played it in a while because I don't like it. I don't want to play it, and they keep giving me no reason to want to come back to it. But I can see all the small things they can do to improve it. But just from the way that they put the game together, it's just, why do that? Like, what if characters could equip a scouter? Wouldn't that be cool? Key charge effects, scouters, let characters equip. Like, in the customization option for the game, there's an entire bar of like shit you should be able to equip to characters, but for 90% of them, it's just grayed out. All you can do is like characters with scouters or Goku and his power pole. Like, that's it. Why have that entire customization part of the game when there's fuck all nothing to customize? You want to know why it's called Sparking Zero? Because there's zero customization options in this game. And then, you know, just play Xenoverse 2, you know, at that point.
Yeah.
So
at this point, that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about with Sparking Zero. The core message being the reason we're never getting another good Dragon Ball game again is because you guys ate the slop. You said that you enjoyed the slop even as you were vomiting. And now they have no reason to give us anything besides slop. Why would Bandai put in the money and the effort to make a genuinely good game if you just gotta just take whatever they give you?
They don't
so that just about wraps that up.
I mean, so another aspect of like just the gaming industry in general. I'm sorry, I'm gonna like, you know, finish this up and then let you get back to what else you want to talk about. But so years ago, game companies would need to make 3 or 4 different games per year in order to maintain, you know, like making enough money to stay afloat and stuff. But nowadays, all you need to do is make one game that you can constantly add DLC to throughout the years. So like that's why we're only getting one Dragon Ball game every like 5 years or so. You know, like we haven't gotten a JRPG like Attack of the Saiyans since Attack of the fucking Saiyans, like all the way back like in 2008. So like, why would Bandai Namco need to make 3 different Dragon Ball games that all are completely different? You know, like, what is there? The Breakers nowadays? I've never met a single person that actually gives a shit about Dragon Ball The Breakers. Do you give a shit about it, T-Man?
I played the demo and it was just disgusting how poorly optimized that piece of shit was. It was awful. Just awful.
It's like they're trying to make Dragon Ball games for people that don't really care about Dragon Ball. But then when they make a game for people that care about Dragon Ball, they half-ass it. It's disappointing. It's sad. And I agree with you in the sense of like, I am not looking forward to Xenoverse 3 in the slightest. I think I'll just stick to what I know I like. Xenoverse 1 and 2, Raging Blast 2, you know, Attack of the Saiyans in my DS emulator. I don't need to buy the next $60 Dragon Ball game. I don't need it. So, with that being said, T-Man, thank you for letting me on to bitch about Sparking Zero. So, if you're going to move on to other stuff, you know, I think, you know, I got to hop off. But, you know, just once again, thanks for letting me join you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming by, and I'll talk to you later, Mr. Chaz.
Talk to you later.
Farewell. Okay. Topic 1 is down. Topic 2, if I can find a proper... No, not that one. There we go. Really? Are we really doing this? Give me a sec. Browser decides now is the time to not properly work. Wow. Okay. So the next topic, we're going to be talking about the game Phantom Blade Zero. The game which decides it does not wish to cooperate with me. Oh, maybe? Nope. Okay. It's just the way it is. You know, we'll take this time to do something else, in fact. What I'm going to do, pop up here. Go here. No, not you. Go here. Click. Share screen. You. There we go.
You're late.
Yep.
Let's get started.
The thing finally loaded. The Dragon's Treasure, a haven for anime and tea lovers. Believe it or not, the Dragon's Treasure is sponsored by the Dragon's Treasure, which is me. I am a content creator who actually makes content, and who actually makes his own products. Still gotta get more apple cider tea. But these are my teas. These are my soaps, which also include dragon mold soaps and foot mold soaps. I'm assuming you guys know it. Yep, there's also codes to use. You can use code DominicBites for 10% off if you so wish. I have many affiliates at this point. I actually have to go through my affiliate thing because a lot of them have either stopped streaming or have never really promoted. I gotta clear up my list. We got coffee, of course. And now that I have me a good camera, I can finally take pictures of Edgy Joke and Glitch in the Matrix. But I gotta figure out something different to do with them because I would like to have different looking images. I can't really do that anymore. It's gotta just be the same old thing. So be it. Free candy is best coffee. In terms of sales, Dio was the best coffee, followed shortly by the flavored coffee, which is Dio but with blueberry cheesecake flavorings. The second would be Demon's Extract. And from that, yes, free candy would be third place. No, fourth place. What about NordVPN? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not taking other people's sponsorships. If you guys want to spend your money to help support me, one way to do it, super chats. Actually, super chats go longer. What's the word I'm looking for? I am running really low on sleep and my brain is just fucked. Like, I had a moment earlier today which made me stop and go, something's wrong. I gotta stop moving. I gotta sit. Something is wrong. Then after a while, that feeling went away. And I'm back. No, I don't think I will promote Coffee Brand Coffee. Jeremy is so low on money. Mr. I'm running my business by myself while making $150,000 a month. Amazing. But I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that just pick one guy and just constantly beat him over the head nonstop. There's a few exceptions, like Luther Morgan. Because he actually does legwork and doesn't just say random BS stuff. Alright, so the game we're going to be talking about, share this have instead. It's working, fantastic. Phantom Blade Zero, which recently came out with an 11-minute extended gameplay trailer. We're not going to watch the whole thing.
You're late. Let's get started already.
Damn this rain. Always when I'm out.
Captured on PS5.
No one goes near Puncture. At least not anymore. But you, if I get...
I'm gonna pause because I don't know. I don't know why I'm worried about being hit by copyright, because the beginning video is gonna hit me with copyright anyway. So we'll go back and forth. Phantom Blade Zero has now become the talk of the town, and for good reason. It's kind of funny. Until that trailer, well, actually a little bit before it, but I was not sure if I was gonna play this game. For two main reasons, one of them being very wrong. One, because everybody calls everything a Souls-like, they convinced me that this game was also going to be a Souls-like. And the last thing I wanted to do is play another everything so dark, 3D, and depressed Souls-like. Because they're all just, they blend in way too much. There's nothing that really differentiates them. Like, I played Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. There was no... Who dares give me money? No, wait, that wasn't money. That was subscribing. Somebody subscribed. Don't know who. Oh, because... Yep. Nope, it's gone. Damn it. Whoever subscribed just now, thank you. Could have been on... No. What was I talking about again? Oh, yes. As it turns out, it's not going to be a Souls-like. Thank God. Because I can't I can't put up with these dark 3D, everything is just sad and depressing Souls-like games. And the second reason is I was just generally sick of the dark 3D depressing games. Everything has to be just edgy boy this, edgy boy that. Then I realized that, you know, this is the first Wuxia type of game, which is following this aesthetic that I've been playing. Wuxia Fallen Feathers was not a Wuxia game. It was not that type of style. It was just an originated Souls-like, unfortunately. I really wanted to like it. I really did. But poor old T-Man was left disappointed. And for those who may not be aware, I am kind of a... Oh, you can't see because of the blur. I kind of am into the whole Chinese aesthetic thing, believe it or not. Like, it's a big thing for me. Where are my cats? This is unusual. Usually my cats are just spending all the time annoying me when I'm streaming. So, how can I put this? This game could be something really special. I'm still kind of nervous about it, but it's showing a lot of promise. Speaking of games, do you want to play Project Wind? What is that? Sorry, my chat is lagging. There we go. Project Windless? I don't even know what that is. Project Windless. Let's go ahead and look that up. Project Windless. Upcoming single-player open-world action RPG developed by Krafton Montreal Studio. 1500 years before the Korean fantasy novel series, The Bird That Drinks Tears. Why would the bird do that? What's the project? Oh, it's the chicken one. As it stands now, no. It depends on how they develop it. Like, the aesthetics of playing a chicken does not really work with me. If they give me a good enough backstory, it makes me feel like I want to play this chicken, then yes. Let me share this tab instead. Show you guys what I'm talking about. Main. This one, the chicken guy. It's the Dynasty Warriors chicken. That is this game. So with Phantom Blade Zero, it's showing a lot of promise. There's another game that came out last year, Where Winds Meet, which it's become my forever game. It's the Wuxia MMO that also doubles as a single player. The system which they got going for that is fantastic. I can play it as just a pure single player experience until I don't want to. Then I go multiplayer. We've had Where Winds Meet, which made a huge splash on the scene. We had Black Myth Wukong, which set a new standard for everything, especially for Chinese studios. Now we got Phantom Blade Zero coming up. And I'm sure there's others which I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But China is rising up in the ranks. There's also in movies. They came out last year, or was it earlier this year? I can't even remember anymore. With 2B Hero X. You might have heard of One Pipkin Pippa, sing its high praises. I sing its high praises as well. It's a Chinese anime. I don't know if they have a specific name for Chinese anime, but that's basically what it was. And it was fantastic. Personally, if an MMO allows you to go full single player, it's failed its purpose, in my opinion. I don't think so, because I prefer single player over multiplayer, but I still do multiplayer stuff. So if it's able to hook me into doing things with other people, it's doing a good job. The endgame content is stuff which you gotta team up with others. It's got raids and whatnot. It's got a good matchmaking system. Usually don't gotta wait long. The boss fights are fun, interactive for everyone. The healers are not just sitting back and healing. The tanks are not just sitting there pressing one button, tank, tank, tank. It's fun. It's interactive. So in terms of anime, we got To Be Hero X. There's been a couple of other things. I've seen clips of other anime, but I have not watched them. Chinese anime specifically. You didn't know which one was Chinese. To Be Hero X? Yeah, To Be Hero X was Chinese. If that's what you were referring to. Made by a Chinese company based off Chinese things, etc., etc. Losing my train of thought. Again, severe lack of sleep. The show must go on. Practice as well. This is just another form of training. Gotta get me to Japan. Movies. Neja 2. The biggest animated movie that has come out. Yet strangely, still a lot of people in the West don't really know about it. Which makes me sad. It's based on a Chinese mythology. Very loosely based. Very loosely based, I will say. It's connected to its original origin as much as Dragon Ball is connected to Wukong. Journey to the West. So there's a lot of leeway in what they did. But it still contains the overall core of the character and the theme. The first one, Neja 1, was a pretty good movie. Neja 2 came out, and it is my most favorite movie ever. It's astounding. That's the best way I can put it. There's a scene in it, which I'm not going to give any details on, but every single time I either watch the movie or watch somebody look at the scene, I tear up, I cry. I'm not ashamed to admit it, because it always hits me in that spot. Mongolia. Anyone here been watching Jadugar, a Witch in Mongolia? I've never heard of it. So with all of these games, all of these shows, all of these movies, what does it mean going forward for our entertainment, I guess? China is in a particularly bad spot in terms of its overall culture. I'm not going to go into every single little detail that has happened, but since the 1790s, they've been on a huge downward slope, and when communism kicked in and tried to just destroy everything, it was tough. It was tough when things get so bad that you gotta trade children with other families so you can eat the dead children. That's the state China was less than 100 years ago. And some places still haven't recovered. Some places are just that bad. It's survival mode, constant 24/7. It's depressing. But some people are trying to escape from that. And more are trying to show what China is capable of with their aesthetic. Think back to when you first were discovering anime and all the different crazy Japaneseian stuff going on. You were astounded at just the level of quality that you were experiencing compared to stuff in the West, the different types of humor, the different types of action, all of these things you were not used to. China will be just like that as they continue to grow. They have a very large amount of history. Japan has history too, but give me 1 second so I get the date right. Most people, when they think about Japan and all the various things going on with Japan, they think as far back as maybe 1467, when the Onin War began. Or maybe in the 1500s, when the Civil War kicked off. And that's, a little over 500 years ago. That's really what people think about when they think about Japan, the past 500 years. They don't really go further back. Good amount of history, but China, they have a good 3,000 plus years of that type of history to draw from. That is a lot of characters, a lot of mythologies, a lot of events that have happened. I try and study the Chinese history stuff, and there's just too much to keep track of. I do my best. That is what I can do with it. Everybody knows the Three Kingdoms period, and that's a fantastic period. Because of things like Where Winds Meet, I've been learning about the 5 Dynasties and 10 Kingdoms period, some of the crazy stories that have come from that. The Warring States period is another time. It's just insane. There's a lot of stuff in the Chinese mythos that we can all experience. Biao Ren Blades of the Guardians. You've mentioned that before, and there's also a live action of that, which I want to watch as well. Blades of the Guardians, the live action at least, is on my list of things I wish to watch. I think if China ever managed to have its own little renaissance that the CCP didn't stamp down, that's a big one if the CCP just stays away, I think we will see a new renaissance in Chinese anime, in movies, in video games. One that we are not prepared for. No, imagine Black Myth Wukongs spread across the land. And that makes me a little bit nervous. Because something which I have learned over here on the West, no matter what it might be, there will be more people around to ruin it than to lift it up. Whatever the it might be. Whether it's a video game, whether it's a new IP, doesn't matter. The folks in the West are going to ruin it. Sorry, fellow Westerners. That's just the way it is. Now, Wuxia, it's, there's no... If you take the literal translation, it translates to rivers and lakes, which makes no sense unless you understand Japanese culture and nomenclature. A basic TLDR of the concept is the rulers of China say that they rule the entirety of the lands. Everything the earth touches is theirs. And so these martial heroes, think of them as their version of samurai, their version of the Wild Wild West gunslingers, things along those lines. People outside the usual norm. Ronin, I should say, instead of just samurai, but it encompasses a lot. They basically go, okay, you control all the lands, we are part of the rivers and lakes. We go outside and around whatever it is you're doing. And it is vast. It doesn't mean they're always fighting against the government. Sometimes they fight with the government. The warriors who go out in what's called the Jianghu, which is the martial world, I guess, is a good translation. They have their own sense of morals, ethics, beliefs, etc. And they are acting upon those. And something that separates them from typical Western storytelling, and now kind of anime storytelling, is the main character in whatever story is not the main character of the world. So take Naruto, for instance. You know, Naruto is the main character. Everything ends up boiling down to him. He becomes, you know, the reincarnation of Jesus, becomes the Hokage, the Six Paths, it all comes down to him. With Wuxia stuff, it's more along the lines of, if you've ever played classic World of Warcraft, when you make a character, you are not the main character in this vast expanse of a world that has a long history going back eons. You are a soldier. Maybe you have some really nice stuff, but you gotta do your part in this vast world with many moving pieces. And that is how most Wuxia stories go. You are not the most important thing. You are a piece. Maybe you're a pawn, maybe you're a knight, maybe you're a rook, but you are still a piece on a bigger chessboard. And you gotta move around the game that never ends. There is no ending to what you're doing. There is no beginning. You do what you can when you're in this land. That is, in a nutshell, some exceptions, yada yada, the idea of a Wuxia storyline. God. Yeah, Bleach went off the rails. Ichigo is a human, a Fullbringer, a Shinigami, a Quincy, and a Hollow. Wait, was he a Quincy? Was Ichigo a Quincy as well somehow? Does he have Quincy in his blood? I don't remember that one. Rewatch my Naruto video. Oh, that one is aged. Yes, he is also a Quincy. Jesus Christ, man. Why did they do this? Something interesting about Phantom Blade Zero to come back around. Two interesting things. One, we were not given a demo when the trailer dropped, but there is a PlayStation State of Play this Monday dedicated entirely to Phantom Blade Zero. There was also an issue in which they accidentally uploaded a demo and they had to take it down on the PlayStation Store. So what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to get a demo on Monday or maybe Tuesday after the PlayStation State of Play. Hopefully on Steam as well, because I really want to try it out. Old Man Sengetsu is Yahweh. You know, an anime went off the rails when, while reading the final arc, because I was reading the manga at the time, I just dropped it. I'm just like, I don't really care. The artwork is not doing it for me. This has lost the plots. It lost the plot like 6 times. I'm not even sure if I'm reading Bleach anymore. It's just meh. I have no fucking clue what these Bleach terms mean. I'm just not in agree. The anime is him fixing the problems. Wait, the anime is who fixing the problems? Old Man Sangetsu? Man, that thing has really gone off the rails. I'm glad I dropped it when I did. That happens a lot for a long-running shonen. What was the other thing I was going to say about Phantom Blade Zero? The demo, and there was something else. What was the other thing? I was going to say 2 things about it. Oh yeah, it's got an interesting mechanic, and I'm curious to see how this is going to work. If you didn't know about the plot, you were, I think, poisoned or something, and you have 66 days to live. And the way the game will work, every time you die, you lose another day. And if you can't beat the game in time, you get a different ending. So you're kind of timed on beating the game, and you can only die so many times. I'm looking forward to playing a game like that. I don't think I've ever played a game like that, unless you count Pathfinder 1. But that one was kind of a bit of a wreck. I'm fine with this since I don't like Dragon Ball. If you don't like Dragon Ball, so be it. I have my Dragon Ball, so I'm happy. I would rather you not like it and stay away than like it and bring it down with any normie nonsense, which I was complaining about in the beginning of this video. So yeah, that's I'm sure I could have talked more about it, but again, I am running on this whole past week just no sleep whatsoever, man. I keep getting woken up at like 1, 2 in the morning for no reason. And I think, oh, it's time to get up there. And I look at the time on my phone and just, oh, that's what it is. Yeah. So with that, again, it's practice. I got a chance to practice learning to do what I can while I am in this state. The streams will be getting better as time goes on. But as it stands now, thank you all who have showed up. Thank you for the Kick streamers. We had a few people watching. Very happy about that. I don't think anyone showed up for Rumble, but I don't blame them because it had the wrong title and everything. Really stupid. I hate it. Rumble, you disappoint. But with all of that being said, thank you all who have joined us. Thank you all who are watching the VOD. I need to go rest or do something because my mind is just gone. Hopefully I can finally get some sleep tonight. Farewell, everybody.